Solution is for a few reasons, and the first one is to differentiate time stop times between stands. As it is right now, all the startups for all the time stops is the same length, but the actual time of the time stop varies across all the stands. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Why is Star Platinum's time stop shorter than the World Over Heavens, but the World Over Heaven has the same amount of startup? Going off of that, this jumps into the next factor, which is that time stop bar I talked about earlier. The rate at which the time stop bar fills depends on which stand you're using that has time stop and how long the maxed out time stop for that stand is. If we take Star Platinum the World as our example, Star Platinum the World, for all intents and purposes, should have the shortest time stop.
Isn't St. Louis open?
St. Louis Zoo is open until 5 p.m.
Take me there.
Sure, St. Louis Zoo.
I'm gonna react to the onion.
Hey there! Today's gonna be something different for a change. I try to mix things up as much as I can so we don't just do the same thing over and over again and it gets boring. As I'm sure quite a few of you know, last Friday I hosted a tournament, and I'm probably going to continue doing so every Friday. Since recording that tournament, I figured there's no real reason why I shouldn't break it down into a smaller video that people can watch the whole highlights of, because I think it would probably be fun to watch. So instead of explaining it for the next 20 years, I'm just gonna get to it. Enjoy! We're doing a beer tournament today. How I'm going to be running this is gonna be kind of interesting. First things first, I want to go over rules, because it seems like every single YBA tournament I've ever seen has some sort of bullshit rules in play where they're like, you can't use X stand, you can't use X ability when like so many times. None of that. You can use any stand, you can use your abilities as many times as you want. The only real restriction is area of play, because obviously we can't have people running around the map. So I've kind of plotted out a few areas of play that aren't near any NPCs, so they won't like aggro NPCs or anything by accident, and also should be far enough that if someone uses a team-related ability, it won't screw up some other map. So first area of play is right here in Trish. I'm just going to run around all of them. Second area of play is around here by the gate in the castle. Third area, which is where I'll probably be spectating matches, is right here in the middle. One is going to be in that back corner, the opposite one from Trish, and then finally the last one is going to be over in this corner by the tunnel. The main thing that you need to consider here is that running is not a thing. Running outside of the bounds of your area of play is up to the interpretation of both players and myself. If you're fighting here and you run into the train station, you're out of bounds. You can't do that, because then you're never gonna fight the opponent. That's not good. If you're over here and you run all the way up to the thugs, you're out of bounds. Like, you can't go out of bounds. I think it's gonna be pretty self-explanatory. Other than that, we're gonna be doing double elimination because we don't have too many. It's only like, I think I have 14 people planned, 14 slots. So there's not gonna be too many people, so we should be able to get through double elimination without too much trouble. So if you lose a match, you'll go into the losers bracket. If you lose a losers bracket match, then you're out. So that way you don't feel robbed if you lose the first match. We're gonna be doing 1v1 like rules, so 2 lives, you die, you go back, you fight again, you die the second time, you lose the match. And so you lose that match, then you go into losers, you lose again, you're out. Alright, first one to fall off the roof gets knocked out. First one to hit the floor is done. It was SCR, I saw that. Who is that? Who's the SCR? He's running, he's dipping. You know what? Why don't we just have Batman and... How do we do this for? Batman and Jason, if he's just kill each other, and whoever doesn't die stays. Because getting knocked off the roof is some bull.